So following the breath and anchoring the mind on the breath allows the mind to just still itself and maybe leave behind or start to leave behind that chatter that we all have constantly. So just taking this time to bring yourself here, to the room, to the mat, to this hour and a quarter for yourselves. To just release, and relax and restore. So this week, we're coming up to what's called the Manipura chakra, which is just beneath the rib cage and above.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Sarah. It's just beneath the rib cage and above the navel. So it's that sort of upper abdomen. So just first of all, visualize and feel where that is. Just notice whether it is. And it actually translates from Sanskrit, Manipura, to, it actually means lustrous gem, but it also means the seat of you, of your will. And its energetic job is to help us step into our personal power. So it's about self-esteem and confidence, self-control and assertiveness, and to act and to be an individual, as an individual. So it's about our individuality, but working. So it's bringing our characteristics out into the world. So the first chakra was our root, our ground, and just us on earth. The second chakra was about our emotions and our creativity. And then this third chakra is about our personal power. So it's sort of about our direction. And I'll just read you this little bit while we lie here, because I think this says it really well. And this is willingness to follow, gut instinct. So that's where it is, in your gut. And this is by Kalashchara Govinda. So strength of feeling arises from the navel chakra, which is the Manipura chakra. People with a well-developed Manipura are sure of themselves and their abilities. It's a fire element. So last week we did, it was water, the Svadhisthana. So now we're working with fire. So the fire element maintains their high energy level and zest for life. This energy is indispensable for developing self-awareness, achieving one's goals, and actively engaging with one's surroundings. It's a strength that doesn't degenerate into more force. Rather, it's tempered by sensitivity and sympathy for others. We recognize people who have strongly developed their Manipura chakra by their spontaneity. They follow their gut instincts and usually hit the bullseye. So I think that really says it. So it's about gut instinct, but following what you believe, but also within the realms of, bolstering through, pushing through other people. So as we work, we'll be thinking about practicing with effort and sort of determination, but also not really seeking that end goal, really thinking, I've really got to get to this point, actually enjoying where we are. So we'll just take a few breaths here. The colour of this area is yellow. So let's just do a little visualization before we start. So imagine a beautiful yellow colour in this area of the body, above the navel, between the navel and the rib cage. Really soften this area, soften the whole belly. And just feel the layers of tension dissolve. Let your breath softly fan the heat within to keep the embers of your life gently burning. And as you breathe into your powerhouse, which the Manipura chakra is, feel any struggles just drop away. So no struggling, no striving. Breathe to release any overproducing. Breathe to release keeping up. Breathe beyond the skin, the bones, and the identity you give yourself. Just relax into your completeness. And keeping our focus in this Manipura area, maybe even keeping the colour yellow in our minds as well, and the mind also gently resting on the breath. Let's just inhale and bring the arms up above the head, reach through the body, stretch each side of the body, stretch diagonally. And then when you're ready, bring the knees towards the chest. That's it. Just hold them gently, just hold the knees in gently. We're just going to start with Apanasana, which is just nice. As we inhale, we just press the knees away, keeping the hands on the knees. And as we exhale, we just bring the knees into the chest and squeeze them to the chest. And just notice that contact maybe between the thighs and that area, the Manipura area we're thinking of. So inhaling, lengthening the legs out just as far as the arms reach. Exhale, drawing the knees in. So to the length of your own breath, to the rhythm of your own breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Just your own natural pace. Couple more. And then just place the hands on the ground, the palms down, and have the knees directly above the hips. And we'll just inhale and bring the arms up and bring the legs up, arms above the head, legs straight up. And exhale, bend the knees and bring the feet back down. So keeping that line between the hips and the knees. Inhaling, lengthening the legs. And exhaling, bending the legs. That's it. Inhaling. And exhaling. Let me just let somebody else in. Just doing this again. To time the length of your own breath. And then next time the knees bend, bringing the feet to the ground, the arms by the sides of the body. Just sweep the arms out slightly so that the hands are facing the ceiling. Bring the feet out as wide as the mat and just take the knees from side to side. It's that nice windscreen wiping movement. Just notice how that affects that upper area of the abdomen, how the twist is more a bit below in the waist and you're rolling over the hips. But you're moving the upper sort of digestive system. This is also what the Manipura chakra is about. It's really working on the digestive system, which translates out into life, being able to deal with everything that's thrown at you, being able to digest it. Bring the knees back up to center. Let's just bring the knees into the chest one more time, circle the feet around the ankles. And then the other way. And then your choice, whether you just roll to the side or you take a couple of rolls on the spine to come up and coming up to seated, and I'll come to face you. That's it. So just bringing ourselves up to seated, maybe sitting on a blanket or a brick or a block to raise. So you just need a little padding to just tilt the pelvis forward. That makes you feel more comfortable. And then just noticing that natural shape of the spine, first of all. Noticing your sitting bones and the root of our body. So really allowing the legs and those sitting bones to completely melt into the ground, to be really heavy. And then feel the length of the spine and the crown of the head reaching up to the ceiling. But the shoulders are nice and released and soft and heavy. And we're just going to take the chin down to the chest and then take the head up to the ceiling. So just exhaling, take the head back down, the chin to the chest, and inhale, gaze up at the ceiling. And one more time, exhale, chin to chest, and inhale, head to ceiling, and then back to neutral. Inhale, look over to the left, and exhale to the right. I'm going the opposite direction to you because I'm doing it facing you. So inhale, left, and exhale, right. And one more time, inhale, left, and exhale, right. And back to center. And then just nice circles of the head. Just a few in one direction. So this is just to sort of bring us all in contact with our body. So we're relying on the ground. We're now thinking about the neck and the head, loosening the neck up. Let's go the other direction. And then just when you finish turning the head, just noticing, just finding that absolute neutral position where the head balances on the spine. And thinking about how amazing that is, that we keep our head up all day. Let's bring the shoulders up to the ears on an inhale and push them away with an exhale. Inhale them up and exhale them down. And one more time, inhale up and exhale down. That's it. Let's just take the left hand over to the right knee and just gently look over that right shoulder. And back to center. And then the right hand over to the left knee. Look over the left shoulder. And back to center. That's it. Let's bring the hands to the sides of the hips. Reach the left arm up. Press into the right fingertips. Reach with the left hand. First of all, feel that diagonal feeling across the body. Press the right hand in and just crescent over. So, and then inhale, bring that left arm up and over. Press the left hand into the fingertips. Reach the right arm up. Feel that length first of all, fingertips to fingertips. And then press the left hand in, crescent over. That's it. and then come back up to center. So we sort of moved all this top part of our body. We're just going to do a very quick, to just give you the feeling, breathing exercise, which brings our mind into this area. And it's called Kalapapati. And because this area that we're working on is actually a fire, it's where we build heat, and it's fire because it's where our will comes from, where our drive comes from. We want to keep it fired up. So there's this breath, which we're only going to do it for a very short while, because it actually is it's a very powerful breathing exercise, pranayama. And it actually means shining skull breath. And what it does is it actually is very cleansing. It's cleansing for the spine, really cleansing for the spine, sinuses, and gets rid of all the dust inside you. But also it actually takes away uncertainty. So it's actually a very good breath to practice in the morning, if you're sort of not sure what you're going to do, you're feeling a bit wishy-washy, if you do this breath. But it's very powerful. So we're only going to do it a few times, because I don't want anybody feeling a bit lightheaded or anything. So do stop doing it. I think maybe it's better if I turn around to the side to do it. So it's good to have your hand on the area we're thinking of, the Manipura chakra, the upper abdomen. And we basically, we just really focus on the exhale. So as we exhale, the abdomen comes in, and you should feel that with your hand. So you don't think about the inhale at all, you just focus on the exhale. And I'll just demonstrate it to you first. So basically, I'm just shooting the breath out of my nose. So I'm going. So all I'm thinking about is the exhale, and the inhale naturally comes in. Okay? So let's just give that a try. We're only going to do about 20, and then we're just going to stop, rest our hands on our knees, and just notice what's happening. Okay? So you'll feel, the good thing about having the hand there is you can feel, with the exhale, the abdomen contracting. So let's do a nice deep inhale, and then just normal exhale, and then just inhale, and then inhale, bring the hand to the knee, and exhale. And just notice, maybe you don't feel anything. Hopefully it's just brought a bit of your mind and your feeling to that area, to that Manipura upper abdomen area. Let's just circle the rib cage around here and just notice it. Just do it a few times. Feels really nice to just go around and around, moving the spine, feeling, keeping the mind down your area. And then let's just go the other way. And then just back to center. Just take a moment to allow the legs to be really heavy, the root of the body to be really heavy, and feel that length we're already creating in the spine. Maybe a bit of space in the abdomen. And then we'll make our way over onto our hands and knees. So remember, using padding under your knees if it's more comfortable. And just coming over, really nice spread fingers. Knees directly underneath the hips. If it's more comfortable to have your toes tucked in, always keep the toes tucked in. But if it's comfortable, bring the feet, tops of the feet to the ground. It's quite nice to feel the tops of the toes on the ground, feel the tops of the feet. And let's just press into the hands and press into the shins.
Mary, sorry, can I just say, for some reason I'm switched on to somebody else's screen, even though I'm on speaker view. I don't know. So
Is anybody else? Is everybody else all right? Put your thumb up if you've just got me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I can manage. It's just to sort of just.
Are you on speaker? Are you on speaker view? Or
Yes.
is that what you're normally on?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe try gallery view.
Yeah. Well, I've put you on gallery view. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's all right. Don't worry, Ruth. That's weird because it should be me, shouldn't it, on speaker view? Let me just check everybody's on mute. So let's all just start coming into cat-cows. So remember, just with your own breath. And I'm just going to check everybody's muted. So just do the cat-cows to your own breath. That's it. Looks like everybody's muted here. Yeah. Sorry about that, Ruth. Looks like everybody's muted though. Just maybe remember how we sometimes focus on the hips as we do the cat-cows. Let's focus on that central area that we're thinking about. So notice how we compress up there and we extend as we inhale. So really massaging the digestive system. Okay, let's just come to neutral and take the hips back to the heels. Inhale, come back up onto all fours. Feel the whole of the hands onto the ground. And exhale, take the hips back to the heels. And then coming back up onto all fours. Maybe bring the knees slightly closer together for balance. We're going to bring the left leg out behind and press into that left ball of the foot first of all. And just notice as when you press into it that engages the hips and the abdomen a bit more. And then we're going to raise that leg up. You can stay just with the leg up, or let's bring the right arm up. So we've got left leg, right arm. We're going to point those left toes and inhale, really reach. And exhale, bring the elbow and the knee together and really empty all the breath out. Inhale, reach. And exhale, elbow to knee. And one more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, elbow to knee. And then just reach out. Let's flex the foot here. Take a couple of breaths. Brilliant, everybody. And then lower the hand, lower the knee. And just notice each side of the body. Notice the breath. And then bring the right foot out behind. Press into the ball of the foot first. Just engage the leg, engage the lower abdomen and the hips. Raise the leg up. Press through the heel. And then bring the left arm up. Point the toes and inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Empty all of the breath out. Inhale, fill the abdomen with breath. Exhale, knee to elbow. And one more time. Inhale, really lengthen. Exhale, squeeze that breath out. And then inhale, lengthen. Flex the foot. Feel that length across the body. The hand, lower the knee. And just take the hips from side to side. We're going to bring the left foot between the hands. So we're coming into a lunge. And we're just going to first of all take a breath here. Just press the foot into the ground and the shin into the ground and feel that length from heel to crown of the head. Let's sweep the arms up. Press into the foot and feel that length, that's it. And then we're just going to try a twist, which just see how you get on. We're going to bring the hands down to heart center. And then we're just going to turn round towards the bent knee. And we're just going to bring, you can move the hands away from heart center. We're going to bring that elbow the outside of the left leg, and then just twist round. That's it. The hand can be on the elbows can be on the knee. It's just good if you hitch it round a bit, you can really breathe into that twist. Breathe into that area. That's it. It's really brilliant, everybody. Breathing there. And then releasing forward. Let's bring the arms up. Notice how that area which we just really compressed feels. And then bring the hands down. That's it. Bring that leg back. Press into the hands. And then bring the right foot between the hands. And sweep the arms up. That's it. Just take a breath there. And then same thing this side. I'm going to face you here. Hands down to heart center. Really press the palms into each other. And then we twist towards that bent leg. We could just move the hands here. Just bring that elbow and just turn around. Just look over that back shoulder. Lovely, everybody. Really breathe down to the area that we've got our focus on, to the navel chakra, and breathe into that area. And then inhale, bring the arms up. That's it. And exhale, bring the hands down, bring the knee back behind. So that's really squeezing all the toxins out of the digestive system. That's a really good twist to just get rid of anything, to really sit at the beginning of the day. It's really setting up your digestive system for the day. So let's inhale into cow again, and exhale, take the hips back to the heels. Just feel that lovely length in the spine. Breathe down to the base of the spine. Notice as you breathe, maybe the pressure of the abdomen against the legs. And then we're just going to inhale and look ahead. Have the hands, let's have hands really as wide as the mat. Really spread fingers. See if you can really feel that skin between the fingers. And then we'll come up onto our knees without moving the hands. Bring the feet out as wide as the mat. And then press into the feet. Take the hips back towards the back of the mat. Nice wide downward dog. Little bend in the knees. Lovely, everybody. It's a little bend in the knees. You might want to take the hips from side to side if you're wagging your tail. Really bend each knee. And then just press into the feet and press into the hands. Let's press into the left hand and the right sole of the right ball of the foot. And then let's press into the right hand and left ball of the foot. And then let's press into all four, both hands, both feet. Take the hips back towards the back of the mat. That's it, lovely. And then we're just going to roll back down onto our knees. Bring the feet in. The knees in underneath the hips. Just move the hands in just a couple of inches. And take the hips back to the heels again. Really lengthen the spine out again. Inhale up to all fours. Tuck the toes under and up to the more traditional downward dog, Ardha Mukha Shavasana. Take the hips back. Let's inhale and come up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, take the heels to the ground. Inhale up onto tiptoes. And exhale, take the heels to the ground. And then just press into both hands again. Press into the balls of the feet. Feel all of the fingers as if you're clawing the mat. And then let's just walk the feet and the hands towards each other so we come to the center of the mat. Take hold of the elbows. Shake the head and nod the head. Feel how loose the shoulders are. Allow the spine to just really, the gravity to really pull the spine down. So imagine all the lovely space we're making here, lovely fresh blood flow to all parts of the spine. Heart's enjoying being above the head. And then release the arms, really bend the knees and just roll up to standing, bringing the head up last. So, just taking a moment to get used to being in standing, noticing our bones stacked up on top of each other now. So all the circulation changing direction again. Maybe feel that connection between the outer ankles, the outer knees, the hips, and the shoulders and the ears. So the outside of the body, as if there's just a line going up each side of the body. Let's press into the feet, feeling those 3 points, the root of the little toe, root of the big toe, and the root of the heel, and engaging the kneecaps to engage the quads. So we really root it to the ground from the waist downwards. And then feel that rising up, the crown of the head to the ceiling, making space in the spine. Shoulders, I'll get it right in there, are nice and soft and relaxed and heavy. We're going to inhale and sweep the arms up, interlace the fingers, and just having the index fingers towards the ceiling. Just first of all, feel that length going through the whole sides of the body, the whole of the body. And then we're going to press into the left foot and crescent over to the right. And just lengthen there, as if you're leaning against a wall. That's it, lovely. And then come back up to center. Press into the right foot and crescent over to the left. And then back to center. And release the arms down. That's it. We're going to do, coming from goddess pose into a side stretch, which is actually called crescent moon. When we crescent over like that, it's actually called crescent moon. And we do these shapes. And we're actually going to move from goddess pose. So I'll face you to do this. So remember, when we come into goddess pose, so we have the feet at a slight angle. Am I facing you there? That's better. And we bend the knees. So we just want a nice bend in the knees. Feel the whole of the feet on the ground. We're just going to bring the arms up to cactus arms. So that just gives you a really nice opening across the chest. That's it. So we're going to take a breath here. And then we're going to step our left foot behind the right. So you come onto the ball of the foot and take hold of the left arm and just pull it over, crescent over. That's it. And then we're just going to release and step back to goddess pose. Lovely. And then we're going to take the right foot over, take it behind, and just stretch that side. That's it. And then back to goddess pose. Tuck the top in. Really press into each part of the feet like we do when we're standing, so you can feel the whole of the feet and the knees are stable. Left foot behind again. Really hold on to the wrist. Lengthen that whole left side. And back to goddess pose. Take a breath here. Take the knees back towards the back of the room. And then again, bring that right foot behind and really crescent over. And then back to goddess pose. Tuck the top in. Take a breath here. Just notice from the feet, the rootedness of the feet, the knees coming back, the elbows coming back. Notice that whole space in the body. Press the feet into the ground. One more time, I'm going to bring that left foot behind, Take hold of the left arm, really crescent over. And then back to goddess. Lovely. Right leg behind, bring it right behind. And crescenting over, pulling on that wrist, that arm. Breathing into that whole right side. And then back to goddess, one more breath. And then bringing the hands down, lengthening the legs, bringing the feet together. Just noticing, taking the breath and the mind down into this navel center and just breathing there. Lovely. Facing towards the short edge of the mat. Going to come into warrior one here. So feet hip distance apart. And we're going to step the left foot back. So remember, we find our really solid foundation first. So bring the hips in line with the front of the mat. That's it, bending the front knee. And really press the feet as if you're trying to sort of take the mat into two. That's it. I'm just going to, hips facing towards the front of the mat. Feel that lovely length in the spine. And then we're just going to inhale and raise the arms up. Press into the feet. Feel that length in the spine. Pressing the feet apart. And just breathing here. When you're here, notice how when you breathe, all that central area, how it's moving with the breath. You're going to inhale here, and just exhale, bring the arms down, straighten the front leg. Inhale, sweep back up to warrior one. And exhale, bend the knee, straighten the knee, arms down. And one more time, inhale up. And exhale down. And then coming back into warrior one. Now we're just going to have a go here at coming into warrior three from here. So remember, we balance. So you can either do it with bringing your hands to your hips, or you can come to the wall. So I could just, if you've got a wall ahead of you, I'm just going to turn around and do it here. So you want to be quite far away from the wall, or a chair or a windowsill. You just reach over, I'll be a bit near there, and just raise that back leg up and press into the wall. Okay, so if you've got a wall or a windowsill, or with the hands on the hips, so you could just come forward there, maybe just engaging all those central muscles, drawing everything towards the center. You might just come into it standing free. That's right, pushing into the wall, lengthening the legs. Lovely. Breathing, remembering to breathe. Brilliant. And then step the foot down. If you move to the wall, maybe you could do it in front of the wall this time when we come onto the next leg. So you might want to stay where you are. So let's just press both feet on the floor. Feel the difference maybe in the sides of the body. So we just really had all the weight on the right side. And let's bring the right leg back for warrior one this side. So first of all, noticing you can feel both the feet on the ground, hips towards the front of the mat. That's it. Pressing the feet away from each other. And then sweeping the arms up. That's it. Just taking a couple of breaths here first. Feeling that length in the sides of the body. Take an inhale here and look up to the ceiling. And exhale, straighten the leg, arms down. That's it. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, lower the arms. Lovely. And one more time, inhale up. And exhale down. And then just inhaling up. Taking a couple of breaths here, pressing the feet apart from each other. Really, in the warriors, really a lot of strength at the bottom, but keeping that softness in the top of the body. And then maybe going into your warrior 3 from here. So for instance, I could just lean over and come to my windowsill and press through. Really press through so the hips are even here. So you could balance a glass on the back of the hips. So you don't want to stack the hips. That's it. And your foot flexed. If you flex the foot, that really helps engage all around the centre of the body. Take a look at everybody. That's it. Keep breathing. And remembering to breathe being the most important thing as well. Lovely, everybody. So let's bring that leg back down and bring the arms back up. Just take a breath there and then step the feet together. And just notice how you're feeling. That's it. And then let's come lengthways on the mat for warrior 2. So just pressing the feet, outer edges of the feet into the mat, but also the roots of the big toes. And let's just bring the arms up and reach from fingertips to fingertips. That's it. Reach the crown of the head for the ceiling, root the feet into the ground. And just breathing here in 5-pointed pose. So when we hold poses for a bit longer, we build up a bit of heat. And we're building up strength as well. So, and at the moment it's the dark moon, we should be a bit more restful. That's why we sort of take it a bit slower, but we can also be strong at the same time. So it doesn't mean we don't do anything strenuous, but we maybe keep things a bit calmer. Let's turn the left toes out first to come into warrior 2 and bend that left knee. Hips in line with the long edge of the mat. And first of all, let's take a couple of breaths here. Check that you can see the big toe outside the left knee, inside the left knee, isn't it? And we breathe, gazing over that front finger. And just breathe here. Press the feet into the floor. Really feel all that energy as you press into the floor. The energy is coming up through the body to the center of the body. We're going to bring the right palm down, turn the left palm up. We're going to take a couple of breaths in the humble warrior or the reversed warrior. And so press the feet away from each other and just breathe into that lovely stretch from the body. Really rest your mind on the breath. We'll come back to warrior 2. Gaze over the front middle finger. Think about hips and shoulders being in line. And then we're just going to bring the forearm down to the thigh and sweep the right arm up and over. Press into the outer edge of the right foot. Press the left foot into the ground. Not too much weight on the arm. So with the arms just resting there, but the whole body's not resting there. So we're actually holding our own body up and just breathing here. You might want to take a gaze up to the ceiling to open up the chest. You might want to look forward and just breathing here. Lovely, everybody. One more inhale here. Exhale, look down towards the foot. And inhale, come back to warrior 2. 2. That's it. It's now saying my connection is unstable. Am I still moving proper? I've just came up that can you all see me properly and everything? Okay. Because it just was saying my connection's unstable on my screen. Right, let's just press into the feet. Extend the arms again for that 5-pointed pose. Notice if you can feel a difference after doing warrior 2 on one side. And then let's turn the right toes out. Bend that front knee. And you can always squidge the toes further up. We're after the knee being over the ankle or behind it. You don't really want it in front of it for the knee stability. Hips and shoulders in line, pressing into the outer edge of the foot. And just lengthening there, breathing, feeling that strength. As you breathe there, what was the thing I was going to say about warriors? Can't see it now. Just thinking about the strength of a warrior, always being aware. Breathing, looking over that front middle finger, pressing the feet into the ground. Left hand down to the back thigh, right palm up, reverse the warrior, breathe here. So it's strong, this pose, but we want to soften in it. So press the feet in, but notice that you're not sort of holding in the shoulders, that you're just sort of breathing softly. So you're reaching, so you're really working in the pose, but you've also got a softness to you. One more inhale and exhale back to warrior 2. Just press into the feet, notice the knees okay, and then bring the forearm over, the arm over, press into the outer edge. It's good to look under the arm because that tends to then open up the chest. Feel that lovely line from the left outer leg again, outer foot. That arm's just resting on there, just breathing there. Lovely, everybody. One more breath here. Exhale, look down. And then inhale back up to warrior 2. Just feel the warrior one more time. And then straighten the front leg. Bring the feet parallel. And just a little bend in the knees and just lower the body down. Just shake the head and nod the head. Sort of move the shoulders around. Just soften out of the pose. Allow everything to soften and release. That's it. Maybe take hold of the foot, elbows and just rock from side to side. Just allow everything to loosen up. And then just coming back up to standing. Bringing the feet together. Taking a breath, pressing into the ground, noticing the body. Coming towards the front of the mat, feet directly underneath the hips. We're going to work our way down to our fronts now. So let's inhale, raise the arms up. Just feel the length in the body here, palms facing each other. Feel the length in the sides of the body. And then little bend in the knees, exhale, forward fold. Let's take hold of the back of the thighs, the back of the calves, and let the crown of the head drop towards the floor. And just maybe feel the breath in the upper abdomen as you're here in this forward fold. So compressing again that area. Then bending the knees, bringing the hands to the floor. Just step either foot back. So we're just going to come to a downward dog first and take a couple of breaths here. So we have the fingers really spread, press into the hands, tuck the armpits under, so we're pressing into the roots of the thumb, and we're sort of tucking the armpits. So we really open up and broaden the back, and then we take the hips back, and the back of the legs back towards the back of the mat. And let's just breathe into that lovely length in the spine. And then inhale over to plank. And we're just going to lower the knees and lower the body down to the ground. Reach the arms out in front. And just take a couple of breaths here. Noticing how when you're lying on your front, that contact with the ground, you can really feel the breath against the ground. So coming into locust, so have the palms facing each other, so on the edges of the hands, tops of the feet on the ground. Let's maybe press all the toes into the ground and then press the hips into the ground, the abdomen. Feel that draw of gravity, drawing the whole torso towards the ground. And then we're going to inhale, left arm, right leg and head, and reach its length more than height. And exhale down. Inhale, right arm, left leg. That's it. And exhale down. 2 more times each side with your own breath. Inhaling, alternating arms and legs. Take a look. Lovely, everybody. Feeling that connection, particularly with the navel to the ground. And when you've completed 3 on each side, just trace your mind through from the toes to the fingertips. Notice the front of the body against the ground. And then we're going to inhale and raise both arms, head, both legs. Reach from fingertips to the tips of the toes, point the toes. And exhale, release. And one more time. Inhale, really, really reach. And exhale, release. Just bring the hands on top of each other for crocodile. Rest the forehead on the hands. And just take the hips from side to side. Breathe there. Allow everything to soften. And then we're going to lengthen the legs out. Going to bring the hands, come onto the forearms. Bring the elbows a bit behind the shoulders. We're going to come into a forearm plank to just build up some heat in that Manipura area in the core, in our cores. So let's tuck the toes under, fingers spread. We're just going to inhale and look towards the front of the mat. And then as we exhale, we press into the forearms and we lift the hips up. The gaze goes between the hands or directly to the mat. That's it. And then inhale, just lower down. Look towards the end of the mat. And exhale, raise the hips up. Inhale, lower down, look towards the end of the mat. That's it. And then come up into that again. That's it. And lower down. Hands on top of each other again. Allow everything to soften. That's it. Bring the hands to the sides of the ribs and just press back to child's pose. Before we come to the seated twists, we're just going to do one more strong, quite strong plank. So reach the arms out, shoulder width or just beyond shoulder width wide. We're going to come back up, tuck the toes under, come back up into downward dog. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. That's it. Let's all inhale over to plank. And we're just going to press the floor away on plank. Now you can either do this in plank or you could just lower the knees if that's better, and you could just straighten leg one by one, really pressing into the hands. Or you can be in plank and we're just going to raise a leg up. Just do a few raising the legs up. That's it. Really nice strengthener. So remember, if that's too much, bring the knees down and just lengthen the knee. Lengthen the knee. So let's just do a couple more. And then lower the knees. Let's bring the knees really wide, big toes together, and just bring the forehead to the ground. Release everything. Notice the heat we just built up in that, and enjoy that heat in the body. We're building strength. Breathing down to the sacrum. And then walking the hands back. If it's comfortable for you to be on your knees, to come into Ardha Matsyendrasana, I'll do it facing you. Remember, we sometimes do the twist where we bring the leg over, or it's absolutely fine to just do it with the leg directly in front. So if in your practice you quite often have the leg behind, please have the leg behind. We'll do that if you want to try that, or have the leg in front. And let's first of all feel both the sitting bones on the ground. Press that front foot onto the ground and really lengthen the spine. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to bring, we're all on the same leg. So we bring the same side hand as the leg that's over the knee, the bent knee. Bring that behind. Let's reach that other arm up and then hook it round so that we get a really nice twist. Just turn the head from side to side. Keep the neck nice and soft. And then just gently look towards the back shoulder and breathe there. Inhaling down the spine, down below the navel. That's it. Feeling that rootedness with the sitting bones. Re-energizing the spine. And also stimulating the digestive system. One more inhale here. And exhale, release. So come to the front. So uncross that leg. So you're either going to have to let that leg out in front. So it's the other leg. So remember, if you want to bring the leg behind, making sure that you won't feel the inside sitting bone quite as much, but you sort of work at pressing that down. Or you just have that leg outstretched. So notice that you can feel the whole of the foot in contact with the floor. You can feel the back of the leg. in contact with the floor. You can really lengthen the spine. Lovely. And then bring the hand around, the same hand as the bent leg. Reach up the arm and hook it round. Just keep the neck nice and soft. Jaw might be where we hold as well. Keep the jaw nice and soft. Just gently look towards the right shoulder. Take the breath down beneath the navel. So as we inhale, we're lengthening. And as we exhale, we might find that little bit more room. It's only a micromillimeter to just twist a little bit more at the waist. So inhaling, lengthening. And exhaling. Just twisting that a little bit more. Squeezing all the toxins out of the digestive system. Just allowing new, fresh, oxygenated blood to just rush to the areas that we're compressing when we release them. One more breath here. And then releasing back round. Releasing the legs. Let's just lean back on the hands and just let the legs backwards and forwards. That's it. We're going to do a variation of Navasana, but we won't be lifting the legs up completely. And we're going to keep our attention here in that Manipura area. So we're going to come onto the heels of the feet. We probably we want them in quite, away a bit from the body. So I'm having mine, I wouldn't bring my thighs right up to my chest. And let's just bring the hands back first of all, so we feel that lovely length in the spine. And just really lengthen the body out. So just take a breath here. And then we're going to cross the right leg over the left. And we're going to bring our hands, try and keep the back in the same position that it is. We'll just bring our hands first of all to the back of the thigh and hold there. You can just stay here if you want. So you can feel that you're using those abdominal muscles. And then we're just going to let ourselves lean back maybe a little bit further. And then maybe release the arms. That's it. And then we're just going to take the arms over to the right. And then take the arms over to the left. And one more time. Take them over to the right. And take them over to the left. That's it. And then back to center. Just hold the back of the thigh and lengthen the spine. And uncross the legs. Bring the hands behind. That's it. And just lengthen there. Cross the left leg over the right. With both feet are flexed, and that sort of keeps the legs engaged. Bring one hand at a time, sort of behind the thigh, keeping that length in the back. That's it. And then you can lean back just that little bit further. Release the hands. And this time you take the hands over to the left, the arms, sorry. And then to the right. And to the left. And to the right. And then just back to neutral. And just take hold of the thighs, uncross them. Keep the feet really flexed. And just bring the body over like a little egg shape. Hug the body, bring the forehead to the knees. Breathe into the back of the body. And then release the legs. Walk the feet forward. We'll just bring our hips forward and make our way back down to the ground. Feet as wide as the mat, constructive resting. Feet as wide as the mat, knees drop into each other. It's quite nice to have the palms facing the ceiling here. Just take a breath after all the strong poses. Allow everything to settle. That's it. For the sort of cooling down part now of the session. Just breathing here. And then walking the feet in to be hip distance apart. That's it. Let's bring the left knee into the chest and extend the right leg out. And just take a couple of breaths here. Once again, bringing your focus down to that contact maybe between the navel area and the thigh. So as you're breathing here, as you inhale, you press the back of the right leg against the ground, but you feel the abdomen expanding against the thigh. And as you exhale, you just feel that space that's created with the exhalation. Then we're going to lengthen the left leg up. Maybe keep hold behind the thigh or the sides of the leg. So we're going to press through both heels now. Gently pressing through both heels. Feeling that angle. Feeling the right leg against the ground. Feeling the muscles in the back of the left leg. Let's point and flex that left foot. And then when you come to pointing it next, just release the hands and let's just circle that left leg around the hip. Nice big, just draw nice big circles. That's it. And then the other way. And then bring it back up to center and take hold of it. Press gently through both heels again. Going to bend the right knee and cross the left leg over it. Now, if you could just have the knees crossed once. If you do the double cross, it's sometimes nice to do that here to get a really deep twist. But a cross, just one cross is fine. But let's bring the knees to the chest first of all. So let's hug them into the chest. That's it. And then extend the left arm and take the knees over to the right, keeping them as high as possible, but we also want them to hit the ground. So lowering them enough to where they can completely rest on the ground. And then untuck the right shoulder, make sure that's flat. Maybe then extend the right arm, gaze over to the left hand, and then allow everything to soften. Really allow the exhalation, the weight of the legs to create that twist in the upper waist. Feeling all those muscles release there, so that stretch of the position of the legs. Noticing that inside of the body, breathing into that. Noticing the weight of the shoulders. And breathing there. Same as when we were sitting, inhaling down to beneath the navel and exhaling back up. Lovely, everybody. Another couple of breaths here. And then bring your way back up to center, bringing the knees back up to center, hugging them in, feeling the back neutralizing against the ground. And then extending the left leg along the ground and keeping hold of the right knee. That's it. Feeling the breath, first of all, against the right thigh, feeling the extension at the back of the left leg, Feeling that the shoulders, the shoulder blades are still even on the ground. And then let's lengthen that right leg up to the ceiling. Point and flex the foot. Really feeling inside, bringing your mind inside the leg and noticing the muscles that are moving. And then just pressing through both heels and enjoying that angle of the legs. And then releasing the hands, pointing the toes of the right leg, and big circles with that right leg. Really feeling into that hip. So, and then the other way. And then back to center, take hold of the leg, bend the left knee, place the left foot on the floor, cross the right leg over. If you want to do the double cross, do the double cross, or just keep the single cross. But first of all, bring the knees towards the chest, so they're nice and high. And then take both knees over to the left, extend the right arm out. Make sure the shoulders are nice. You can sort of move the upper body around so that you open up the shoulders. And then once again, take the breath down into the navel area. And breathe down into there. Inhaling, nourishing and energizing this area. And exhaling, cleansing and releasing and relaxing. Noticing how your breath is now towards the end of the practice. Noticing the breath's long and deep, or are they just short? No, there's no wrong or right here at all. There's no judgment to make. It's just actually just acknowledging and witnessing what's going on, maybe how things have changed. Last couple of breaths here. And then uncrossing the knees, bringing the knees back to center, back to the chest. Let's just take the knees out towards the armpits. And maybe take the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Happy baby. And remember, you can either hold on to the back of the thighs, the ankles, or the outsides of the feet. We want to keep as much of the spine on the ground as possible here. Maybe you like to roll from side to side. Give the back a bit of a massage. This is just lovely on the hips. Relaxing pose. That's it. Let's just take another breath here. And then we're going to come into our final relaxations. Just getting whatever you need for your final relaxation. Maybe you just need to lengthen the legs out to the corner of the mat. Maybe you want something under your knees. Put something warm on maybe. Some socks on. Maybe something under your head. Something nice and soft under the head. Bolster under the knees or pillows. Just getting yourselves as comfortable as possible. Making sure you're not going to get cold. So making yourselves as comfortable as possible. So as you lie on your back, just let the breath just flow in and out. Remembering as the breath comes in, it's nourishing you. And as the breath goes out, it's relaxing you. Just listening to the breath. And just listen to that strong wish that the body has for deep rest. So just really allowing deep, deep rest. As the breath goes in and out. In Shavasana, everything's going to rest. The brain, the lungs, the heart, all the internal organs. The muscles are going to rest. The bones are going to rest. The eyes are going to rest. And the skin is going to rest. Everything is going to rest and be quieter as the breath goes in and out. Just releasing and resting everything. And as you allow your bodies and your minds to rest, I thought I'd read you this. It's sort of quite funny, but I think it's quite pertinent as well. And it was written by somebody called Christian D. Larson in 1912. And it's called The Optimist's Creed. I promise myself to be strong, that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. To talk happiness and prosperity to every person I meet. To make all my friends feel there is something worthwhile in them. To look at the sunny side of everything and make my optimism come true. To think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as I am about my own. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful expression at all times and give a smile to every living creature I meet. To give so much time to improving myself that I have no time to criticize others. To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, and too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. To think well of myself and proclaim this fact to the world, not in loud words, but in great deeds. To live in the faith that the whole world is on my side, so long as I am there to the best in me. Just slowly bringing some movement back to the body, moving the head from side to side, moving the fingers, toes. And then when you're ready, bending your knees. That's it. Maybe rolling from side to side, giving your back one last massage. And then rolling over onto one side when you're ready. And coming up to seated. Maybe keeping the eyes still, half gaze. That's it. Just noticing how you're feeling after the practice. Noticing how you're feeling emotionally, physically and mentally. Remembering again that the energetic job of the Manipura Center is to help us step into our own personal power. Let's bring the hands together and rub the hands, create some more heat. Cup those hands over the eyes, let that heat be absorbed. And then bring the hands down to the heart center. We'll bow our heads to the divine light in each other and to ourselves. And I hope you've all benefited from the yoga today and have a good week. Okay. Namaste. Thank you. Have a good week, everyone.
Thank you, Mary. Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Bye.
Thank you, Mary.
Bye. Have a good week, everyone. Hope the wind doesn't blow you all away. I think it's a bit nicer today, actually.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Mary. Thank you.
Bye, Chrissy. Have a good
Bye.
week. I'll see you in a week.
Yeah, see you in a week.
Bye.
Bye.
So I don't know what happened there, Mary. It was stuck. I think it was my malfunction because I could see. I just stuck it in gallery view because it was less distracting.
Oh.
See that the yellow box stayed round one person.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and
Because everybody was muted, so
no, it wouldn't. I don't think it can't have been you.
it was just stuck.
Anyone else?
It was probably Zoom with your Zoom or something, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was because I'm used to having it on speaker view, and
yeah,
it works fine. So it was just
I know there must have been some hiccup there. Maybe what would be good next time is you could come out and come back in again. I could let you back in again.
If it happens again, I might.
If it happens next week, let's do that. Just try going for a minute and I'll be right here and let you back in.
Oh, thanks a lot. But it's never happened to me before. So
no, that was strange.
It was very
bizarre. Checked, yeah.
But thank you very much anyway.
Okay, Ruth, have a good week.
Everybody, same to everyone else. Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye,
You
everybody.
okay, Claire? Bye.
Yeah.
Does that work well, Claire?
Well, it didn't make much difference, actually. I was hoping to get a wider angle view with the iPad, but it didn't seem to make any difference.
Yeah.
It's a nice picture, but other than that, it's much the same.
But it was a clearer picture.
Yeah, but I mean, the picture was all right before.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Some people seem to get a wide angle view, and I thought that was because they were on an iPad.
Yeah, I don't know which is the difference. I mean, because I use a camera, so.
Right.
But there is an autofocus. Like right now, you can see my face, but if I move where my mat is, suddenly you see a lot of my room.
Yeah. Is that on Zoom?
Yeah. So now you can see a lot of me.
Oh, right, yes.
So it's autofocus.
What are you using?
I don't know. I just press Zoom.
No,
I don't use anything.
Is it a computer or an iPad?
I'm on my iPad.
I don't think. Let's try.
I'm right at the end of I put my mat right at the end of the room. So between the iPad and the mat, I've got the width of the room.
Yeah.
So, because
Doesn't
the
change as much with Claire's, does it?
yeah, you can experiment before the class. If you go on camera,
Yeah.
and then you reverse, so it focuses on you and not the wall. You can play around to see how far Mary can see you.
I'm going on camera now. It doesn't seem.
You need to reverse it, otherwise the camera is looking at the wall or away from you.
How do I do that? I'm pressing it. Oh, that's reversed now. So I'm just seeing a blank there.
Yeah, on the side of your screen there is a little. I think I don't know what it is, but it's like a circular arrow.
Oh yeah, on an iPad I haven't got that.
That's to reverse your camera. So
yeah, no, I can do that, but it just gives me a
blank. Oh, that's strange.
Okay, maybe they're different. I mean, my iPad is a couple of years old, so maybe they've changed.
Yeah.
Well,
but you can experiment any time before.
This one's about 5 years old.
Yeah, was more or less the same.
Still be on there. So I think mine's about 5 years old.
But I can't see any. I wouldn't
just
want
like,
to.
It's like on your mobile when you want to do a self-portrait. You've got to reverse your camera.
I've tried that.
So you can
and
do that.
Goes blank.
But it just goes blank.
All right. Well, maybe play with it and see what happens.
Is there a cover on it, Claire?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
You got your.
That's why. But I need the cover to support it, I think. Oh, that's why. Right. Let's try again. Yes, that's giving me the reason. But then I've got to support the iPad with something.
Yeah, so maybe try putting it.
I've got it on
do you alter you don't alter yours at all during the practice, Francoise, do you?
No, I've got it on a little stool.
And you've got
the wooden stool against
quite
the
a lot
wall.
of people. What happens, Claire, as well, is that quite a lot of people, when they come to lying down, I can't see them.
Yeah.
And I do sort of, you know, it is quite good of people, because people have to put a lot of laptops have got hardly any vision.
Yeah.
And so you have to really keep moving them to move it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have to keep moving this, but that's the same as I used to do with my computer. But I can't see what the advantage is of switching the camera. Just giving me.
Here it is. So you.
No, that's the view I had.
Yeah. So before the session, you can actually practice and see how far you go yourself from the screen.
So you could just do it in an ordinary on camera and just work out where you get the best view.
That's it. Yeah. And then you can manipulate your iPad to the best.
Yeah.
So the further away you are from the iPad, the more Mary will be able to see you.
Yes, okay, I get that. But what are you supporting the iPad with?
A stool, a little one of those kitchen stepping stool.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. A stall?
Yeah, like a little stool, like you have in the kitchen with a couple of steps.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I mean, I think you can get a device to grip your iPad, and we've tried. My husband's got these devices, but the iPad is quite heavy.
Yeah.
But you can actually get a device which actually is articulated. So your iPad, you can actually, as Mary was pointing out, you can move your iPad slightly at an angle.
Yes, yes.
I've got it against the wall, flat against the wall.
Yeah, well, at the moment it would just fall down, I think.
Yeah, my little stool has a little, happens to have a little groove. It's trick. It's
a book in front or something.
Yeah.
But then you wouldn't see the whole. I know,
anyway,
it's difficult.
Okay, I've got to go. The phone is ringing. I'm waiting for a call.
Okay,
I'll see you
Francois.
next week.
Have a good week. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Are you still there, Claire? Is Claire gone?